The rain battered the penthouse windows, a relentless drumbeat against the glass as Ethan Caldwell stared at the city skyline. At 42, he was a titan of industry, a self-made millionaire whose tech empire spanned continents. His office, perched atop a Manhattan skyscraper, was his sanctuary, a fortress of glass and steel where deals were struck and futures shaped. But tonight, his world felt fragile, teetering on the edge of something he couldn't name. His fiancée, Vanessa, had been distant lately, her laughter replaced by guarded glances. Ethan chalked it up to wedding stress, but a nagging unease lingered. The hook came softly, in a whisper, from an unexpected source. At a charity gala Ethan hosted for underprivileged children, a girl no older than 10, with wide brown eyes and a tattered dress, tugged at his sleeve. Her name was Lila, a foster child whose quiet courage had already won the room. "Mr. Caldwell," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the clink of champagne glasses, "there's a camera in your office. I saw it when I was helping with the decorations." Her words hit like a jolt, sharp and surreal. A camera? In his private office? Ethan's smile froze, but he knelt to her level, masking his alarm. "Are you sure, Lila?" he asked gently. She nodded, her small hand trembling as she pointed toward the ballroom's exit, as if the truth waited just beyond. Ethan's mind raced. His office was sacred, accessible only to him, his assistant, and Vanessa. The thought of a hidden camera felt like a betrayal carved into the heart of his empire. He thanked Lila, promising to look into it, and watched her slip back into the crowd, her worn sneakers silent on the marble floor. Her warning gnawed at him, a seed of doubt sprouting in the fertile soil of his suspicions. Vanessa had been in his office often, working late with him, her perfume lingering long after she left. Could she be involved? The idea was absurd. She was his partner, his confidant, the woman he'd chosen to share his life with. Yet Lila's earnest eyes haunted him. The next morning, Ethan swept his office with a discreet security team. Tucked behind a framed photo of him and Vanessa, a gift she'd given him months ago, they found it. A tiny, state-of-the-art camera, its lens trained on his desk. His stomach churned as the technician confirmed it was transmitting to an external server. Someone was watching him, stealing his secrets, his strategies, his life's work. But who? Ethan's thoughts spiraled to Vanessa. Her late-night calls, her sudden interest in his mergers, the way she'd linger near his desk, asking questions that felt too precise. He wanted to confront her, but something held him back. Lila's whisper, her small act of courage, deserved more than a rash accusation. Instead, Ethan played a dangerous game. He fed false information to the camera, drafting fake emails about a non-existent merger, watching for ripples. Within days, a rival company made a move that betrayed their access to his plans. The trap worked, but the truth cut deeper. The leak traced back to Vanessa's private email. Heart-pounding, Ethan invited her to dinner at their favorite rooftop restaurant, the city glittering below like a field of stars. He wanted to see her face, to understand why. Over candlelight, he confronted her, his voice steady but laced with pain. "Vanessa, why? Why the camera? Why betray me?" Her face crumpled, and the truth spilled out. Vanessa wasn't a spy in the corporate sense, she was desperate. Her brother, a veteran struggling with PTSD, faced mounting medical debt. A shady competitor had offered her a way out, plant the camera, leak Ethan's plans, and they'd pay enough to save her brother's life. Tears streamed down her face as she confessed, her words raw. "I didn't want to hurt you, Ethan. I love you. But he's my family." The revelation was a gut punch, not of malice but of human desperation. Vanessa had chosen her brother's survival over their future, a choice Ethan couldn't wholly condemn. The emotional climax came not in anger but in a moment of profound realization. Ethan thought of Lila, the girl who'd risked speaking up, not for gain but because it was right. Her selflessness mirrored the kind of humanity Ethan had lost in his climb to the top, where deals trumped empathy and trust was a luxury. He saw Vanessa's brokenness, her love for her brother, and something shifted. Instead of calling the police, he made a choice that surprised even himself. "Vanessa," he said, his voice soft but firm, "we're done. But I'm not letting your brother suffer for this." He pledged to cover her brother's medical bills, no strings attached, and walked away, the weight of his decision both heavy and liberating. In the weeks that followed, Ethan sought out Lila, finding her in a cramped foster home in Brooklyn. Her foster mother shared her story. Lila's parents had died in a car accident, leaving her to navigate a world that often overlooked her. Yet she'd seen the camera while helping a janitor, a small act of kindness that led her to warn Ethan. Moved, Ethan established a scholarship fund in Lila's name, ensuring she and other foster kids could access education and opportunity. He visited her, kneeling again to her level, and said, "You reminded me what matters, Lila." "Thank you." Her shy smile, brighter than any skyscraper, was his reward. The story spread, not as a tale of corporate espionage, but as one of humanity's quiet power. Ethan's act of forgiveness, inspired by a child's courage, rippled outward. Donations poured into Lila's fund, and Ethan's company thrived, not just in profit but in purpose. He never saw Vanessa again, but he heard her brother was recovering, a small victory in a messy world. Epilogue years later, at a college graduation, Ethan sat in the audience as Lila, now a young woman, walked across the stage. She'd become a social worker, dedicated to helping kids like her younger self. As she waved to him, Ethan felt a warmth that no fortune could buy. A little girl's whisper had exposed a betrayal, but more than that, it had uncovered the truth about kindness. It's the smallest acts, Lila's warning, Ethan's mercy, that light the way forward. In a world of cameras and secrets, it's humanity that endures, a beacon of hope for us all.